What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Sutton Sanctuary Podcast.
Brand new episodes with special guests and myself coming to you weekly.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe so you guys are up to date and get notified right whenever those new episodes are dropped.
Once you guys are done with that, head on over to Hydrate12 IV Therapy and Wellness on Facebook and Instagram and get your IV scheduled today.
The Sutton Sanctuary Podcast on YouTube and Spotify, as always. Thank you guys for watching. Oh, hello.
That's going to be so obnoxious.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back in the sanctuary. Briley back with us today. You know, I go through the time to make this area look nice, and I get everything in this room, and I set it up. Everything to be used just how it's supposed to be, including these cup holders. Or what are these called? They're not cup holders.
Coasters, and if you're
They're coasters.
being a dick to me about not using it, then I'm out of here.
I mean, we were so close. We were 6 inches away. What happened?
Do you really want to start that? Because you're less than 6 inches every time you use the rest of the toilet paper and you leave it there for me to pick up. That's an empty can that you just left there, that the trash can is 6 steps away. It was an honest mistake. And this cup isn't even sweating.
Okay, I'm outnumbered in this argument. What's been going on? What's new with us? We
Be planning a funeral is what's about to be new.
You think so? That's, I know I kind of mentioned in the last podcast, kind of haven't been doing a lot of podcasts since after the wave. Seems like going every which direction. We've had a lot of different things come up over the last couple of weeks, last couple of months. We got a bunch of announcements coming up in the future. You guys have to stay tuned. We got some exciting stuff coming. I know I've already kind of talked about it, and they're probably going to get tired of hearing about it, but I've signed up to run this race. And, what are your thoughts on it? Whenever I first came to you and was like, hey, I'm thinking I might do this.
It wasn't really I'm thinking I'm going to do this. I'm going to run this ultra marathon, and I'm going to start running tomorrow. But today, I've got to go buy a $200 pair of shoes and the compression sleeves, and I need a hydro vest or whatever.
Yeah. Those are essentials, though.
Okay, but the thing about your hobbies,
Yeah, but I think this is one of those hobbies. I mean, now that I've got what I need, now it's just...
Okay, but I want to preface with the fact that when me and Chase first started dating, we've been married, 4 years?
2021. So yeah, October will be 4, 5.
This year will be
4. Yeah.
Anyway, we started dating 5, 6 years ago.
Something like that.
We went on a couple runs together.
We got into some running there for a little bit.
Yeah, I liked to run back then. That was my only form of cardio that I really enjoyed that, and I would do the Stairmaster. But I liked getting out and running around town, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We would go on runs together. We haven't ran since then.
No, it's been years.
I attempted last year down at the riverfront, thinking it wasn't going to be difficult. Said I'm just going to run a quick mile, no biggie. I don't even think I made it half a mile, and I wanted to die. You haven't owned a pair of tennis shoes in how many years?
I haven't owned...
Yes, how many years?
I haven't owned a real pair of tennis shoes.
You had those Yeezys when we dated, and that's what you would run in until they ripped or something.
Yeah, and which I never really wore those. I just wore them because we started running.
Yeah.
I don't know. The last time that I probably actually bought a pair of tennis shoes was basketball shoes in high school, but for myself personally, I don't know. It's had to have been because it was 7th grade. I started switching to the loafer slides kind of thing.
Yeah.
Kind of look, and then it went to Converse.
I've been wearing slides recently.
Yeah, and then it went to Converses and Vans pretty quick.
I don't think I've ever seen you wear Vans either.
It started out as Vans. It was Vans first, and then it went to Converse. Um, and that started at like 7th and 8th grade, and like ever since I started wearing those shoes, then I mean, I've never. I mean, we're probably talking like 5th grade the last time I actually had like a pair of tennis shoes for myself.
How many times did I try and get you to buy a pair of tennis shoes?
Yeah, I just
Tell,
don't.
tell everyone your thoughts on them. Tell everyone why I could not get you. We went to Ultimate Fit. We did the whole thing. He's got a nasty little bunion on his foot. Always complains about his feet hurting.
Yeah, I wasn't born with it. Just for the record, just while we're putting it out there, I broke my foot and it healed back terribly, and tons of scar tissue now on the side of my foot, and this means just what it is. But yeah, I hadn't. Um, so I always felt very uncomfortable wearing tennis shoes, and I still do. Like I wouldn't wear them now if I wasn't like running.
Really, because I think you look good, and like when you're getting ready to go run, I think it's a good look for you.
Yeah, if I wasn't about to be going to run, I would be very uncomfortable. Yeah, I wouldn't like it at all.
I mean, it was just a year ago that I finally got you buying sneakers, which was a good and bad move on my end.
Right. Yeah, and we tried the Ultimate Fit, and I don't know if any of you guys have ever been to the Ultimate Fit, but that place can go to fucking hell as far as I'm concerned. That place and their weird fucking people in there. Don't get me started on this foot fetish fucking this group of people with a nasty foot fetish came together. This is what happened. This is how this shoe store.
Legit, like you were low key rude to that man.
I was very rude to that man. I was weird. I didn't like it. I didn't
This
want
man's
any.
trying to get me a pair of shoes, and I'm
Um.
not eating it up, but I'm there for the shoes.
So let me tell you how they started this shoe store. Had to have been probably 10 years ago now. There was just a group of just the freakiest foot people in the tri-state area, and I don't know if they were not having successful luck in finding partners in their
It was
fetishes.
before the foot fetish popped off on
This is
OnlyFans.
before it was cool to suck on toes, and so these group of people came together and they thought, there's just not, Evansville, this area is just not freaking like we are. We gotta, how can we get to these people? So what they did was they said, we're just gonna open a shoe store where every person that comes in, we have to size them up ourselves. We have to make them stand in this thing. And then we're not even going to let them take their shoes off themselves or put them on themselves. They're not allowed. As soon as they come into our store, they can't touch their feet themselves.
Okay, to be fair, they didn't take the sock. They didn't remove the socks.
If you would have let one of them to, they would have. I guarantee it. So that's pretty much the beginning of this shoe store. What's it called again?
Ultimate Fit.
Ultimate Fit, home of the foot fetish.
People really like that place, and you're just dogging on it.
I am absolutely dogging on it, and I think it's weird to go there, and I think it's a weird place, and
I thought it was gonna be like a
I wouldn't take my kids in there.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't. I'm like, you're not touching my
It was gonna
children.
be like a decent experience. I thought this was gonna be like a life-changing moment for Chase. He was finally going to get in a pair of like comfortable tennis shoes and be like, okay, I'm over the weirdness of it. And my God, I could not have been more wrong. As soon as we got in there and your whole demeanor changed, I wanted to get out so fast.
I mean, it was just weird to me. It's like, and then you hit these guys, these employees that are walking around talking to these customers about like acting like they're doctors and talking about like the way you walk and your feet this and your arches that and like this crazy shit. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. You do not know what you're talking about. They like, you barely got this job. Like, I'm not hating on the job, but like, don't come in here acting like you're some foot doctor because they set you up in some digital little thing that like you know how to use this machine and like read off the fucking numbers from the paper it's gonna give you afterwards and like, oh here, this shoe works best for you because I'm like, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about, shut up. That's how I feel about it. And yeah, I just it's like, I don't know, the way they like when I sit down, like prop your foot up between their leg, and like it's just so weird to me. Like, get away from me. Hand me those shoes and get away from me. Take a fucking hike, buddy. Like, I don't need you to undo my shoes and put them on for me. Get away from me. It's weird. And you're 90, bro. Like,
He was like 70.
get away. It's a very weird, I don't know why, but like I don't, off the bat, I don't like help. I don't want help. Like, I don't like this. Like, you have to walk in and they're like, wait for an assistant before you use this machine. And I'm like, okay, I'm not waiting for shit. I don't like to wait either. Like,
Yeah, you won't even do the
I don't
in-body
wait.
scan because you can't do it by yourself.
Yeah, if they would just let me do it and walk away and not stand there and try to do it with me, like,
Yeah.
I'm not doing it. Like,
And like go over the numbers and
yeah,
stuff.
I'm not listening to. Yeah, some of these people that work in here at these places, that's a whole different subject. But yeah, it's just like, I don't need you to run this machine with me and then sit me down and individually put on every single shoe yourself on my foot. Like I'm not fucking 3. Like, what are we doing here? Like, get away from me. Like, that is just a strange place. And immediately I was like, I'll never buy shoes from here ever. That's it.
And he didn't.
And I didn't. I immediately I was like, yeah, it's not happening. And I even saw something that I liked, but I was just like, I'm not. At that point, like, my stubbornness is taken over, and I'm like, it doesn't matter now.
Yeah.
I can find the sickest pair of shoes here.
Time.
Yeah, I don't know. That's just not a good idea. Who, like, we're just gonna, like, hire these average Joes off the street, and we're gonna come in here, we're gonna bring them in here, and they're just gonna talk to you about your feet like they're educated, and like, it's just a wild thing to me. We're just buying shoes here. This isn't some like elite training facility where you're like, you have specialists in here that are like helping out athletes, and it's like, dude, she's 74. She barely walked in the door. Like,
she needs some Skechers.
yeah, it doesn't matter if these shoes roll her forward a little more. Like, that might fucking kill her, Like, where's the loafers at? Like, where's the slide-ons? You know what I mean? Like, not the ones that lace. Like, the ones with the notch on the side that you can just crank and they tighten. Like, where are those at? Like, I don't know.
So, yeah, back to your original question.
What was the original question?
You asked what I thought about you doing the ultra marathon.
So, yeah, we're having a great time with it. It's going really well.
We're not doing anything with it. Chase is every single day. Do you want to run with me? Do you want to run with me? Like, I'm gonna fucking pick it up and just go run 4 miles.
Yeah. It's I was pretty surprised. At first I was like, well, let's see. Because I was like, some people would be like, why not just run the 5K? And I'm like, I'll run a 5K right now in boots and overalls, like that. That's like my mindset. Like,
You think you could do that in boots and overalls?
Yeah. I mean, probably not the fastest, but yeah. That's like my whole mindset with this is like, I have to. It's like competitiveness got me into wanting to do it, but then it's like kind of a sport where it's like I can't let, especially like the very first one, I can't let competitiveness take over to the point to where like now next thing you know I'm kind of like checking my watch and I'm like, well, how fast was that last one? And I'm trying to like maybe get into that competitiveness where I'm like, well, maybe I can run it a little faster. I'm trying to stay away from that. As much as I can, and it's like, dude, it's 32 miles. Like, you're not gonna get this over with in 45 minutes.
Right.
Like, you're out here all day probably. Like, this isn't just gonna be
blazing balls of summer.
Yeah, it's just not gonna. I was reading like the average for some of these trails like that. The average run time on these finishes are like these people are running 14-minute miles. Like. That's like walk. I mean, that's walking. You could walk a mile in 14 minutes.
You'd have to be fast walking.
Yeah, you could probably about power walk one in 14
I'd
minutes.
say we walk at a decent pace, and our average mile is about 18 minutes
Yeah,
with the dogs.
yeah, and we could probably do it a little fast. So yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
a lot of it's so yeah, it's like a weird mixture of like being competitive brought me into it, but like being too competitive with it, like in my own head, could also be what like burns me in the end if I'm not careful.
yeah. I will say you've surprised me the last couple of hobbies you've really stuck with,
Yeah,
which hasn't always been very characteristic of you.
yeah, I bounce around a
So,
lot.
yeah. Not that I like don't believe in you or, don't take you seriously, but I usually, give it a minute before I really lock into whatever it is that your new thing is.
Right. Yeah, I'm kind of a drifter.
Mm,
I could just move around and just. It's like I like to dabble in this for a little bit, kind of
yeah.
see what it's about. Then I'm like, all right, well, you've
Yeah.
lost my attention. On to
And
the
it's
next thing.
very easy to lose your
Yeah,
attention.
on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And which is one of the hardest things to do whenever we're talking about running. Whenever it's just
Just
left,
kick you
right,
right in the face.
one after another.
Yeah, what do
And
you
it's
do? You
just
just listen to music or do you listen to a podcast or what are you doing?
um so it kind of comes in sections. I don't know. The longest run I've done is only that 7.5 miles, so
Yeah.
which was only like an hour and 10 minutes, so it wasn't like I had that long. The first half, the first like couple miles, I would say is kind of like that's like the time where right off the bat I'm like thinking about like why I'm doing it.
Mm.
Like the first probably like 10 minutes, 15 minutes is just like so it's like okay, I got to remind myself why I'm out here, why I'm doing this. Sometimes like in the middle of runs, if it's really sucking, I'll like I'll either like sing out loud or I'll like
Mm.
force myself into like some sort of like smile or like something to like
Mm.
uplift. Because at the end of the day, I have to remind myself, I'm like, dude, you wanted to do this for fun.
Yeah.
Like,
I will say I keep seeing people like comment on your stuff and be like, it's gonna be a mental battle, XYZ. I think you got it in the bag.
I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna get you down. I've never seen someone that can just like, I think you can like mentally fuck yourself up. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
you can like override your own brain sometimes, not all the time.
Yeah.
But if you really want to, like, you're manic just enough to really get shit done.
Yeah, yeah, it can really flip and turn into like almost like an anxiety induced like just um yeah.
I just think you're too stubborn not to do it at this point, though. Like, you've posted about it,
Yeah, I have to now.
yeah,
Yeah, like even like literally even if I have to like crawl to the end, like it has to happen.
yeah,
Just because I put it out there now. So if I, come
yeah.
back now and don't do it and then everybody gets to see that I failed.
Right.
So it's
For
like,
better or worse, your pride
my pride
is,
is on the line.
your pride
Like I
is,
was
from day one, has been something that's, like, been a both positive and negative
yeah.
for you.
I think this is gonna be a positive. I think
I
this is
agree.
gonna
I
be. I think
agree
this
with
because
that.
I think well, it's because it's whenever you're out running and you're by yourself and there's nobody else there, it's like my pride's the only thing I got. Like,
Yeah, and me, I'm not that prideful, I'm gonna be walking a little bit.
oh yeah, definitely there'll be some walking for sure. There'll be a lot of walking, I'd imagine. But yeah, that's like even just like tough workouts. That's what gets me through. Like I
Yeah.
kind of go to I. That's what I like about it too. Whenever you're just running, it's just you and you're however far away out in the middle of nowhere, like out in the country, and it's like I can be as fucking like kind of narcissistic and like in my mind, I can like talk myself up and be like, you're fucking made for this, like, that kind of mindset.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't get that. Like personally,
oh, I do. It
like
can like make the hair on the back of my neck stand up.
yeah, I can't like hype myself up like that, and like I get weird whenever like if you tried to hype me up like that, I would feel like I would get weird about it. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. I think it's a way. Yeah, I guess sort of like a self motivator. I've sort of developed this
Yeah.
voice of like a way to talk to myself that I
I more
know
like
that.
criticize myself, I'm like, don't be a bitch. Just fucking finish it.
Yeah, I go
Like,
see. I always go the route of like I take my own side.
yeah, I don't.
I'm like, fuck these people, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
I can see that. I guarantee it.
and it's like
Guarantee
it's
it.
not even like against anybody specific, you know.
He's
It's
got a
like
fucking list that he just pulls out.
pulled out of my pocket, and I'm like, like, yeah. It is like no one even like comes to mind. I think actually, whenever I think about it, it's that person that I'm talking to is like who I used to be.
Mm,
I think I've gotten really good at distinguishing between the two.
mm-hmm.
I can now like look back and I can like see and
They
like
are very different people.
yeah, and I can kind of like I can like it's almost like the other one I can kind of like call to the surface a little bit inside where it's like
Let's not be calling him
no,
too
but it's
much.
I mean just like in the aspect of like I can almost like call that back to the surface and think of it in a point where I'm like kind of like mocking it almost. Like, remember how you used to be?
Mm,
Like, look at that fucking guy. Like, and I can kind of flood all that back, and that's what like makes the hair on that back of my neck stand up. But I'm like, oh fuck, and then I like I'll be running. I'll just get like angry. I'm just
mm.
like, oh fuck that, like, no, and I'll just like go through those vicious cycles of just like kind of bringing that up, and it's a place where in every day-to-day life, like I can't be calling back on some of these worst times of my life every day because it would just be destructive, right? Like it's not a healthy way to do things. Some people go to therapy, that's how they get it out. You can do certain things. Whenever like you're out running, it's like it's just me. I can bring all of these thoughts to the head.
Mm,
All the bad shit that I don't want to think about because it's just me. There's no one else there. Like I'm not doing anything other than just one foot after another. Like that is the only thing that I have to do is just one step after the other, and like my legs will take care of that. And then like up top, I'm just like that. It gives me time to like kind of pull those memories like to my head and just like not in a way to not like really to remember as in like in any sort of positive way, but just like in a way to remember. It's like okay, this is why you're doing this right now.
mm-hmm.
That's the person that you're running away from. Like, it's so that the world, never gets to see, that guy ever again. Like, it's kind of like that sort of thing is like kind of what I go to whenever it's like really sucking. And then, yeah, normally it just piss me off, really. And then, like, at first it's kind of anger, but then, like, I try to, like, balance it between, like, because it's just you out there. I can be like, as arrogant as I want about it in my head, like it's like sometimes that's what it takes, I think, to get you through. So I think pride is a great thing to have. It's a it can be a really dangerous thing, but I think it can be like a super powerful tool as long as you don't allow yourself to become a tool
Mm-hmm.
in the
That's strong.
process. Yeah, and guys, that's where you need a good woman to humble you and bring you back to earth and keep you at surface level. But yeah, it's just something about whenever you're out there by yourself, it's like, okay, this is the time, you get to let it all out. Because whenever we get back, it's like back to the real world. Like, can't drag on that no more. We got shit to do. Um, so yeah, we'll see. Uh, Yesterday we just got back. We got back late last night. We went to St. Louis yesterday, and we got back about 2 o'clock in the morning. We went and watched Jelly Roll and Post Malone at Busch Stadium, which was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't. I've like said the Jelly Roll concerts really are different.
Yeah. It's just like
And
a different presence.
I think it is this the way like you can like relate to that guy.
Yeah. It's just very emotional. I feel like he connects so well with
Yeah.
like everyone.
Yeah, like sometimes whenever you go to like concerts or like maybe professional like sporting events or whatever the case is, and you're like, you kind of see these people that you see on TV, and you're sort of kind of like starstruck, and you're like, oh god, like that's the, and like you kind of like see Jelly Roll, and like you don't really feel that. You're like, you're kind of like, oh, that's the homie. Like that's like if he was like walk in here right now, it wouldn't be like, oh god, like it'd be like
Yeah.
what's up, bro? Like like it'd
Yeah.
be that's the like vibe I think it would be. And so I think that sort of like relatability that he has is what makes the whole concert just that much better.
Yeah. I just think he's just such a genuine person, and just like seeing him get so emotional, like whenever everyone's singing his songs and things like that,
Mm.
like it's, I don't know, it's, yeah.
Yeah, it was his first time ever playing in Bush.
Yeah. Yeah. How
Um,
far do you think it is from Nashville to Busch Stadium? He said they used to drive there all the time and watch Cardinals games. That
yeah,
feels like a haul.
probably a little bit of a trip. Probably 4 or 5 hours if I was
Ooh.
guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. We talked about it a little bit during the concert because it like in my mind, I'm more of a Jelly Roll fan than I am a Post Malone. I like Post Malone too, but I listen to more of Jelly Roll. But and it seems like I hear Jelly Roll on more people are playing Jelly Roll than I hear are
Yeah.
playing Post Malone most of the time.
Yeah. Honestly, I didn't realize that. I thought they were just like co-headlining it. I didn't realize that Jelly Roll was opening up for Post Malone.
Yeah, yeah, it's Post Malone's tour.
Yeah.
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 Um yeah, and I wonder if it was humbling at all to Jelly Roll because Jelly Roll had the place going and everyone loved Jelly Roll. Everyone
Yeah.
loves him. But like Post Malone's a rock star.
Post Malone is,
And
he's
like
just like entertaining to watch. Like
he's a
high
modern day rock star.
energy. Yeah.
Like he's jumping around he's crawling around on the stage.
But he's
Like
also, yeah, he's talking in between. He's just like a he's a
yeah,
performer.
yeah,
Like,
complete performer.
yeah.
And to see the way he had Busch Stadium rocking, like compared to Jelly Roll, it just was like kind of like Jelly Roll is what he is, but like Post Malone's he's been around a decade, like top of the charts his whole career, the last 10 years. Like there's levels, and Post Malone is still up there at the top.
Yeah.
Like, and you saw it, like from Jelly Roll's the crowd reactions to like Post Malone. It was like very evident. It was like, oh shit, like
Yeah.
Post Malone is still that fucking guy. Like he's up there.
Except for the people in front of us. They didn't know who he was. He was just okay.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about this because these people, if you look, there's this beautiful thing. It's called YouTube, okay, and you can get on it, and you can type in any artist that you want, and it'll just pull up videos of them singing. I mean, hundreds of videos of them singing. You can go to their social medias, probably find videos of them singing.
High quality videos.
High quality 4K videos, not off the old Motorola from the second deck, like, 100 yards away. Like close ups of these people, you can see the acne on their foreheads. Like good videos, okay? If you go to a concert and you imagine this, imagine going to a concert, leaving the concert, realizing you never put your own physical eyes
On the screen.
on the
Or on that
performer.
performer.
Never.
Yeah.
Why? Because these two people in front of us
It was so bad.
were like this, recording
Oh, it was so bad.
every single song. And I'm not kidding. I don't mean just the hits. No.
Not their favorite. I can get down with like oh, this is my favorite song. I don't personally do it, but I
Yeah.
can like, okay, if you want to video one song or like,
I took two 15-second videos of two of like songs that were just popping. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Snap two 15-second videos, and that was it. And I'll pop them up right here. Just kidding. No, I won't. You should have bought tickets. But it just, these
These people were recording like someone had paid for them to go to this concert and record every single song.
like they were
Like
producing.
they're selling them. Like
That's what I mean. Not like recording. It was like looking up and watching, and then was like maybe like the phone would kind of fall down. And they were like, "Oh shit!" Like back up. No, I mean they never looked anywhere other than at the screen.
And they weren't even like, our seats were good, but like you couldn't, when they were videoing, they couldn't video like Jelly Roll or Post Malone just on the stage because it wasn't like great quality. So they were videoing the screen of someone else videoing them.
They have like the big mega screens on the side so you can like see them better and stuff. They were recording the mega screens. So they were like, I had a recording of the concert. It was like they were literally, they should have just been on their couch watching YouTube videos at that point. Like, you paid all that money.
And they were arguing the whole time. We still don't know the dynamic. And, I mean, it was good entertainment along with the concert. The concert was fantastic. People watching when you're sober, it's really something else, you know? And like I don't even think they were drinking. I think they were sober as well. I mean,
he was drinking some Bud Light, but they weren't like fucked up or nothing. No. Like they were just, and then what? Go ahead.
At one point she turns around and apologizes to us and says, "I just got to apologize. We're standing. She's standing. Almost everyone is standing. She's like, I've just got to apologize. The people in front of me," she called them assholes or something. The assholes in front of me.
These assholes in front of me won't sit down.
Yeah, won't quit standing.
Won't quit standing.
Something like that. And so I've got to stand to get my videos.
So I have to stand so I can get my videos.
And I just feel really bad that I'm like blocking your view or whatever.
I was like, you know, you don't have to record every song.
Oh, I'm so glad you didn't, because I feel like that would have gone so bad.
They
would have been so offended.
I just like,
because I saw her interaction with the girl next to her, and the girl next to her seemed very nice. She actually accidentally bumped into her one time. She must have shook the phone camera or something, and she was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and the girl didn't even that lady didn't say anything back. She was just mad.
She was recording once, and these like two people from the left in the same aisle had to get out, and so they had to walk in front of the video. So as soon as the people's heads get there, she's like, freaks out and holds the phone up real high to go over their head, and then after they walk by, she's like shaking her head like pissed that they had just walked through her video. I mean, I had never seen, I couldn't, and then it got better because they run out of storage.
And she was
both phones run out of storage.
Okay, so yeah, the guy, I could see his phone better, but the guy was on Facebook Live. He was Facebook Living
every song, and she was recording every song.
That really takes the cake for me, because what's worse than the person that just videos it for themselves to like publish in an album that you can scroll past later is someone going live with it. I mean, and he had 2 different Facebook accounts that he kept switching back and forth between, and then he would go to the messenger and he was messaging like 4 or 5 different girls. Like, no one, there was like one person who you think was his mom that was responding. No one else was responding.
That wasn't a text message. That wasn't Facebook that he was messaging that person. So, that was a text. I'm pretty sure I saw a mom. Whatever. This guy was, he had to be mid-50s.
A little rough around the edges.
Runs out of storage on both these phones. So they're deleting apps.
She's trying to delete Safari off of her phone, only to find out later on. I think she originally ran out at the beginning of Post Malone, and towards the end of the performance, there was still games on her phone that she was deleting. And I was like, you got rid of like Safari and shit before you got rid of these little games on your phone?
Yeah.
Like, what? And she was like I know if she's got kids at home, she just erased their entire childhood so that she was deleting them by like, she was just like, just so many
every picture
files.
As fast as she could delete them off that phone. Yeah. Apps gone off the phone.
It was the craziest
clearing
thing.
Fucking history on Safari, whatever, like everything she could do to just any little bit of space to record just a little bit.
She was back at it. Yeah, she was back to recording as soon as
she could. I didn't see it, but
Oh
she
my
did.
God,
The
it was
dude, so Buddy's over here. He's having to do the same
okay. So
thing.
when she ran out of storage, he had to take over recording. She yelled at him to take over the recording, and he wasn't doing it well enough. So he's recording it, and then he's having to send it immediately to her. That away, quote, he doesn't forget. I heard her yell at him.
As soon as the song was over, immediate send it to her,
Yeah.
so she had it.
Yes.
Like,
Life or death.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, it was almost like some sort of weird game.
I feel like we got punked.
Yeah, it was almost like a weird competition where there's like another couple. They're like, okay, let's see who can record the most footage of the
Yeah.
concert.
Okay, because what did he say to his mom?
Jelly Roll was fucking kick ass. I don't really know Post Malone though. Or something like that.
Okay, or something like that.
But I read the first part. Word
Yeah.
for word, Jelly Roll was fucking kick ass. That's
Saw
exactly
that.
what
Yeah,
it
and
said.
he literally set down like almost the entirety of Post Malone, except for when he had to get the footage for her. He had
Yeah.
to stand up.
Otherwise,
to
he
get
was
that
scrolling
because those
Facebook,
assholes in front were standing.
and she couldn't get her videos.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was scrolling Facebook, going back and forth, and then closer to the end, when he was having to send her those videos, like she finally freed up some more storage and recorded. And while she was recording one of the videos, this motherfucker brought out his camera roll, and there was 5 or 6 full frontal mirror pic nudes that he erased right in front of my eyes.
It just,
Wanted to throw up.
I couldn't. And maybe it's just like the recent comedy shows we went to. We've kind of gotten like, because like at comedy shows you can't have your phone.
Yeah.
And like at Shane you could, but like at the other one you couldn't. And I don't know. I think that's just a really great practice. And that's like something I used to like take videos and try to get like certain videos and stuff of certain songs. And now I'm just like, I'll get it. Like I said, I got one. I didn't even get a single video of Jelly Roll. I think I just got one of Post Malone.
You had your phone out the whole time during Jelly Roll?
Yeah, and like whenever we saw him in Evansville, I didn't record a single thing.
No.
Like whenever he was there, the one in Evansville was awesome. I could have like teared up a couple times during that one. That was a good one. But yeah, it like I can't. It was so bizarre to see this. I just can't, like, we can't begin to, like,
It's
we're not
weird.
exaggerating whenever I mean, like, the phones literally, like, they didn't come down. They did not look. They, like, never once looked out onto the field, like, to see,
Nah.
like.
Yeah, because, okay, so he switched stages. Post Malone switched stages. Like, it wasn't really an encore, but, like, he got done with one song, he exited the stage, the band continued to play, and then he ended up popping out. Like, they had him out in, like, left center was his main stage?
Center field.
Straight center field? Okay.
Yeah, center field.
So they had him out in center field on the main stage. He ended up popping back out at like first base dugout, and they walked him across to like this like
basically second base
trailer. And
it's like a scissor lift. They just lifted straight up.
It dropped, and he comes up and he sings another couple of songs, and she grabbed his phone to record, and once again she was on the wrong stage.
They had put the phones up, I think, or they were looking
They thought it was a wrap.
They were looking through all their footage now. They're two and
She was listening to some of it too, checking the quality.
Yeah, and he starts singing again, so she freaks out, tells him to start recording. He throws it up. Never looks again. I'm not kidding, guys. These two people, I bet they did not look farther than 5 feet in front of them the whole concert. Literally, like it was all through the phone. They were looking, and it was so. Whenever Post Malone started playing again, he just threw the phone back up on the main stage and recorded for like 2 minutes, and never realized that Post Malone was not on that stage. He had moved. It was now over here, but because he
was closer to us.
He was closer. You could have got better footage, buddy. Yeah. And now, he was so locked in on just making sure he was just getting it through this phone that he never even realized that Post Malone was not even on that stage anymore.
It's too good. You can't make it up.
Can you imagine like how just disconnected with like reality you have to be? Like to just be so like you don't even realize that what you're recording, like there's literally no one in the shot. Like there's nobody there doing anything, and you're just like so fucking stupid, I guess, that I don't know. I couldn't.
Shout out to their phone, like whatever phone they had, because my battery would have been dead.
She had it plugged in.
Oh, I
She had a
missed
battery
that.
charger on the bottom of
Okay,
it.
that makes more
Yeah, she had a
sense.
battery pack. Oh
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
they had
I say the
battery
quality
packs.
of the videos, don't get me wrong, terrible. Like a
Oh, and yeah,
Motorola or
and these
something.
weren't like new iPhones or new
No.
Samsungs that they were shooting these videos with.
No.
These were like, I would bet
Almost like a step up from a Nokia.
at the bare minimum, those phones were 8 years old at a minimum.
Yeah.
Like they were that old. Okay, so like it was just people.
Why would you spend that money to go do that?
If you're
It
gonna
doesn't make sense.
if you're gonna go to an event like this and you're gonna go any sort of live performance where you spend your hard worked money to just go enjoy listening to your favorite person that you get to see on TV, and it's maybe one of the coolest things you're gonna get to do is be in the building with someone like somebody, for some people it means that much. Like, just be there. Like,
Right, you're not gonna
just be
forget. Like,
there.
are you gonna remember every single aspect of the concert?
Yeah.
No, but
You don't you like this guy on Facebook Live, like, to hell with everybody else. Like, they should have
Yeah.
paid money to go.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm sorry
just
to my Facebook
enjoy.
friends that we didn't hook you guys up like that.
I'm not. You should have bought tickets. I mean, I'm just, but just be there. Like,
Yeah.
it was.
I mean, we talked about that a lot, though. I feel like even like we discussed how we would spend money on concerts and things like that, and then just get fucking plastered and not remember
Yeah.
any of it. It's not the same thing, but it gives the same. Like, why are you doing that to yourself?
Yeah.
Why are you like robbing yourself of that experience?
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, just, man, and it like. Like I said, if you want to get some shots, whatever, but like you remember everything. Like, and like I said, if you want to just see videos of these people singing on a stage, then just go on YouTube and find a million of their shows. That show you could probably find online here in 6 months. Like,
Oh yeah, thanks to them.
yeah, like
They're
you
gonna
just
clip their. They're gonna
the-
get on a content creation and clip them all together and sell the footage of the tour.
yeah, we had that going on, and then one last quick story before we get out of here, that we got to see a little more couple drama. Not the first one was a couple drama,
Yeah.
but on our
No,
last
but my God,
our
it
last
was-
weekend trip, we saw a little bit of couple
Yeah.
drama, and so we got to see a little bit more of it again. It's a beautiful thing to watch.
Whenever it's not us involved,
right, yeah, it's crazy. It still blows my mind to go out to places like that and to be in a sober mind and to just like watch everybody else. It's like,
Which I don't
it's
understand,
so
like,
bizarre.
the couple wasn't really drinking, like the guys in front were.
Yeah.
But like she and him only had like a couple. Maybe towards the end she was feeling a little bit looser, but
Yeah, there was a couple, and then there was two guys in front, which we
two
believe to be
couples.
two gay men. We believe these two men in the
No,
first.
I heard him say, like, I saw his background and it was like them in Texas and
Okay.
they were kissing.
Okay.
And then she was telling the girl that was sitting beside the guy and girl couple that left, she said what happened, and he said, I told him that I was here with my boyfriend. So they were definitely together.
Okay. So these two guys, they're a couple, and then sitting behind them was a man and a woman couple. Post Malone at some point, I don't know if they had been talking throughout. I didn't. I came in late to that. What
Same.
I saw happen was
This song started.
Circles. I remember specifically. Circles started playing, and I just looked down whenever he said circles. I was watching. He said circles. The lights cut. He's about to start the song, and I just like kind of looked down for a second. Whenever I looked down, the dude, one of the gay men in front, turned around to that woman and high-fived her.
Yeah.
And
they're
then
all, they're
turned
all
back
about
around.
Our age. Like, they're all, just for reference,
Yeah.
they're all our age.
Roughly, yeah, all within 5 years of us,
Yeah.
probably, one way or the other. And they high five, and
She's excited.
yeah,
They're all
the
excited.
guy just turns back around. It keeps going,
They're
and like
hanging out.
I don't know if I'm maybe like a little. Like I can like empath, like kind of feel these things or what, but like I swear, whenever that like they high five, I could tell the boyfriend was just like I could tell the vibe
He wasn't
completely
having it.
left Busch Stadium, like
He was mad.
out the fucking door it went.
It was like she had been waiting the whole night for that song, and then as soon as that high five, he just like, I don't remember if he sat down or what, but he fucking
He
shut
had his
down.
arm around her, and when they were both dancing, the high five happened immediately after. The hand was no longer around her. He was sitting down, and I was like, I think I'm seeing this right. And then a couple minutes later, now she's sitting down in his ear, kind
Yeah.
of nibbling on his ear, kind of thing. You
The
know,
nipple.
I mean, maybe not, but like
She was, yeah,
doing that little kiss
it
act.
was like a guilt, yeah. It
Yeah,
was very much like trying to save the night, and it
yeah,
was,
trying to bring him out of his mood.
he
That
was a
gave him a little kiss on his
DNR.
neck. Yeah, and he was completely turned
He
off.
was done.
Completely, vibe was gone. Buzz killed. And then eventually, we see this, and this is what I think is happening. I thought this guy had gotten mad about this high five. So the guy has to go to the bathroom later, and I could tell she was like telling him just to go to the bathroom, and he basically was like not trying to leave her there by herself, from what I was gathering.
I don't think it was because she was by herself.
And yeah, so they leave, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I didn't at the time I didn't know that guy was gay. I was like, oh, I was like this guy. I was like this dude down here just high fived his girlfriend. So part of me was kind of like,
You were
yeah.
on that other guy's side for a
Part of me was
minute.
kind of like, yeah, like I probably might have smacked you in your head too, maybe,
Yeah.
like, or said something, and I didn't. But then it started to hit me as more and more went on. I was like, because the guy, he had a little bit of a look. I was like,
Yeah, well, he
I
was
was like,
hooking on his boyfriend all
yeah,
night.
and he
But
kept
there was
dancing.
okay, so there was a group of 6 of them because that guy and girl were with them. They were a couple.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Those 2 guys, and then I think those other 2 guys were just friends. But I'm pretty
Yeah.
maybe just those 4 were
I
together.
think it was just those 4, because
Okay,
those
just
2
those
guys
4.
were still there after those 4
Okay.
had left.
But yeah, just those 4. But yeah, they
And yeah, so they those 2 end up just
the guy
leaving,
ended
and
up
that's
leaving.
never we see the guy turn around and start talking to someone else, and I saw the guy. He asked that couple, was like, where did they go? And he said about them leaving, and then I saw that guy. He was like, hey, he's like, that dude tapped me on the shoulder, said something about like not talking to my girl or not high fiving, something along those lines of like just like not messing with my girl. And then that's where the guy was like,
I'm
dude,
with
he's
my
like, I'm here with my
boyfriend.
boyfriend.
Yeah, we're just having a good time. I'm here
Yeah,
with my
he was
boyfriend.
like,
We're
we're
just
just having a
having a
good
good
time.
time.
Yeah, he was like, I'm here with my boyfriend. Like, what are
Yeah.
you talking about? Um, so yeah, it was hilarious. Like in hindsight now, it was so funny because I'm sure that guy, like, he didn't. There's some guys like they're gay. And like, okay, that's a gay man. Like, there's
Yeah,
no way
his
around that
boyfriend
one.
looked more
He was like in the
more
middle of that.
out.
Like, he could have been like maybe a family had a little money. He was cleaned up real nice, good
Yeah.
looking dude. I was like, maybe a little on that preppier side, or I was like, or he could be gay, and I just didn't really know.
Yeah.
And now, like, looking
But like
back,
the guy.
and he had on a badass shirt. I wish I should ask him
Yeah,
where he had that.
literally
Where he got
after
that
all that
shirt.
drama went down, Chase was like, "Oh, I just really want a shirt."
Yeah, he had a sick shirt on. I wish I had it.
You have it in blue.
Yeah, well, his coat was like a
His was
cream
like
and
a
orange or
maroon.
something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was solid.
Yeah. Okay, but also that girl's husband, I'm pretty positive they were married. I saw her have a ring on. He was also very feminine. So,
Yeah,
which led me to question other things. Maybe he was jealous that he didn't high five him.
right. Yeah, I don't know. It was looking back now, I'm sure that guy, the gay man, was probably like, I'm sure it was kind of funny.
Oh,
You
I
know,
would think it was hilarious.
not to be like, it's like, you think this guy's like hitting on your girl, and like actually he's been like putting moves on you since the beginning.
Yeah.
Um. So yeah, that was a fun. There was. I don't think there's any other
No.
beef or any other drama going on at the.
That lady wanted beef with me.
Which lady was that?
The lady that kicked my keys.
Oh. Well, yeah, I told you to put your hands on her, but you didn't listen.
I was just trying to enjoy my time.
All right. Well, I think that's it. I think that about wraps it up. That's newest what's been going on in our lives. Fun little tidbit. What's been going on for us? New episode still coming out. I'm gonna get this one out today. This coming weekend, the NPC Indiana Muscle is going on this weekend. The Fitness Expo happened at the Old Events National Plaza. I believe the early access for the Fitness Expo is at like 9 o'clock, and then I think prejudging for the actual competition begins at like 8 or 9. And I know the doors open to the expo to the public for free at 11, and then it's from 11 to 2. It's free to the public. with the doors reopening, I believe, for the finals for the bodybuilding competition. I believe the doors reopen at like 2:30, something like that, and then the finals start at 3:30, and then they'll go to like 8 o'clock Saturday night. Um, More podcasts. I'm gonna get to sit down this weekend with Gilpin, the man responsible for all the havoc in my life right now. I'm gonna get to sit down, get a run in with him, and talk to him, and kind of you guys will get to sit in on that firsthand and sort of hear our thoughts and brainstorms and ideas and strategies and whatever else we think we're gonna need to survive this thing here in a couple months. So we're gonna do all that during a podcast, and you guys are gonna get to see the groundwork and the little insight to the thinking and mindsets going into these next couple months. So thank you guys for watching. Thanks for the support. Make sure you're heading over there to Hydrate12 IV Therapy. Check them out on Facebook and Instagram. Get your IVs scheduled. It's getting hot. None of you guys drink enough water, so make sure you're getting that IV scheduled today. We love you guys. Peace.